And if you like, as you talk to them, it also improves their holographic morale. That's a thing. And they supposedly are good for doing a better job on all the stuff that you need them to be doing. Eiko, did you hear the storm again last night? Yup. That must have made it difficult to sleep. In any case, the storm appears to be coming back around at regular intervals. We are likely to experience it again in another 5 days or so. Come and see me in the core as soon as you can. We should talk. And you can look at a bunch of stuff around the base. This door used to not be blocked. Oh, it is not blocked. I haven't checked in a while, but the mess hall is still a mess of a hall. Despite how unpleasant that trip to the other colony was, the data you collected was really invaluable. Mr. Tong made a good use of his time. He did seem a little perturbed, though, by your discoveries. His work report today was distracted at best and not altogether clear. But he did work with me to advance the ideas that he apparently had in the schematics you found, and that, at least, should give us an edge. I think as time wears on, even the holograms are feeling stressed about the whole situation. Great. I hope there's not an achievement for checking that every day, because I thought that rubble had completely blocked the door. Oops. Yeah, this place was already hit by one storm, which is why it looks like shit. It didn't look great before, but now it looks even worse. But that last storm doesn't appear to have done too much more damage. Well, I have some good news and some bad news. Which would you like to hear? Good news! Of course, the good news is that the upgrades are going as planned. The parts you found and the things you've scanned are working. However, I crunched some numbers last night, and I think it's time for some drastic steps. I want you to go to the terraforming fields today. I don't think you've ever been there before. That's okay, we get to go to the new place. It's the installation that controls the ground and orbital terraforming units, and as of now, it's still operational. But I think it's time to shut it down. The atmosphere is very unstable, and the terraforming is only making it worse at this point. So when you're ready, please head to the shuttle bay and pilot a course through the terraforming fields. Are you sure? I'm afraid so. Don't worry, I'll be with you every step of the way. I gotta change that card thing that the bot drops to... I saw somebody posted one about like supporting Asian Americans, so... Given current events... Oh, that's not where the shuttle is. Oh, I switched that up. Alright. To the terraforming fields. Go form some terras. It doesn't matter. You can steer back and forth, but it doesn't really do much. It looks like the terraforming installation is still operating. It's a shame we need to shut it down. You can't see them through the clouds, but a series of high-powered nodes continuously orbit the planet, changing the atmosphere from above. While at the same time, this installation works on the ground and helps us to monitor progress and make adjustments. It's the most advanced system of its kind in Hudson Cartier's network, but we have to do what we came here to do. Head inside and look for the terminals you need to shut down. I'll guide you. Time to shut down the tractor beam array on the Death Star. Yeah, it's great. It's by Benjamin Rivers, which now I think it's Benjamin Rivers Inc. is now a two-person team. His wife's in on it, and I originally played his game Home, which is this great horror game where the story kind of tells itself based on your decisions. But it's just you backtracking through something that happened one night, and it's just really well put together. And the art style is similar but smaller in that one. According to the work logs, the last crew team to be here consisted of Superintendent Ryan Payton and Engineer David Affin. That's interesting. My records show that even though they were stationed here together frequently, they rarely got along. I have a whole directory of complaints and incident reports. In any case, be careful in there. It looks like that installation was compromised. I am reading nasty particulates in the air. Alright, guidance room. Surface control room. That room contains the guidance equipment, which allowed the crew to manipulate the terraform nodes orbiting the planet. We'll need to shut this down, I'm afraid. I kind of want to take a look through both rooms before we move on. Just to see if there's anything to scan, and I don't know if shutting one down is going to screw anything up on the other side. Oh, I like the handy light line on the floor there that shows you the different rooms. That room contains the environmental equipment and 2 dead bodies, which is how the crew kept track of terraforming progress on and beneath the surface. The equipment controls those huge cylinders you may have seen outside this installation. We'll have to shut this down. Dead Guy 1. You've scanned the remains of terraforming Superintendent Ryan Payton. The scan reveals that he died from inhaling something poisonous. His lungs were affected by whatever toxins were in the air, likely a substance from the dangerous atmosphere outside. Sounds like a fun time. Reclined in that chair is the limp corpse of terraforming engineer David Afin. I'm going to pronounce it differently every time. His remains appear very withered. From the scan, I can make out that his vascular system was attacked by some kind of foreign body. Great! I would love to hang out with the foreign body. Like those food remains are from a colorful cake of some time. Happy birthday! Oh, that sucks. I was just joking. I can barely make out some lettering in the icing. It reads, Happy birthday, David. It appears Superintendent Payton and Engineer Afin both died the same way. For them, it would have been like going to sleep. Perhaps this little meeting was a way for them to resolve their differences before the end. How tragic. Alright, main station off. Are you turn off the main station? Yes. I like the little power flicker. That was a nice touch. Planet X. Bang, bang, bang. Alright, don't see anything else to scan. Well, we got an achievement for scanning the birthday stuff, so. Okay, well, that's that. The terraforming engine has been shut down. The orbiting nodes will cease firing, and that station will quiet down. This is not an ideal scenario, but it's the best we can manage. Good work. You can come home when you're ready. Double check to make sure there's nothing else here. And now we'll probably get a night, we get to pick somebody to talk to in the Hollow Suite. The Hollow Deck, the Hollow Core, whatever it is. The Hollow Back. We're here. I'm glad we got that over with. I'll be monitoring the atmospheric conditions constantly, and we'll keep you updated. Please come see me, as usual. I'd like to talk to you about something. What up? What up, robot? Okay, with that out of the way, we can get back to finding what we need for the escape ship. But today, we shouldn't head out anymore, with the weather being what it is. And I think you need a bit of a break. So I've prepared another special simulation for you in the Hollow Sim Chamber. That's what it is. It's a Hollow Sim Chamber. Oh, I do hope you like it. This one took quite a while to put together. I'll call on you tonight when the simulation is good to go. With who would you like to spend time in the Hollow Sim Chamber tonight? Yeah, it's the other, like at the end of each week, you get a chance to hang out with one of the 4 Hollow Sims, and I've been just kind of following the Winnie line just to see what her deal is. Also, depressed writer with anxiety. I feel that. It's probably partly because that was also the first person's records I found, because it's the first place they send you to. You can switch it up each time, but I'm gonna go get a full path here. Neko, it's time. The simulation for tonight is ready. The storm outside appears to have subsided somewhat, so I hope the Hollow Sim Chamber will be stable. I really think you're going to like this simulation. It's very majestic. Well, they were talking about mountains earlier. The first one was the Aurora. The David Boreanaz. from back on Earth. Isn't it amazing up here? This vista is just breathtaking. Those clouds up there are called lenticular clouds. Did you know that? I did, in fact. You're pretty smart then. Most people don't pay attention to the weather when you think of it. I've probably also not been consistent with I guess I thought those were buttons, but the botanist has a similar lapel thing going on, so I think they're rank actually. See the way they look stacked, like a bunch of discs in that pile? There are a few reasons for that. Air moves over an area, like this mountain, and sort of condenses in place. And then more air comes in and does the same. Oh, that was the other thing. Yeah, I don't think I've been consistent with the voices for any of these characters each week. I know Pierre had a different accent, or had an accent of some sort each time, but I think it was more a southern gentleman last week. So the air comes in and settles like that, forming the stack of clouds. It's pretty neat. There's one thing lenticular clouds that other clouds do that other clouds don't, though. I'm curious if you know. So here's a little test. It's blast processing. Do they change color, stay in place, or make sounds? I want to say stay still. That's right. Oh, I got an achievement for being a science nerd. Because of how they're formed, they don't move along like other clouds do. Good job. Anyway, I just got excited. I thought it'd be fun to quiz you. We're in here thinking about work so much that even our minds wander. So, you know what? I know about what you had to do today. The AI had you shut down the terraforming engine, didn't it? What do you think about that? Makes sense. I suppose it does. If the AI thinks it's the only way to prepare for your departure, then I guess then that's what had to be done, I guess. Anyway, we covered up some pretty heavy. Also, I'll note they're not really moving in the background either, so there's like a big clue right there. Anyway, we covered some pretty heavy ground last week when we met. I've been thinking about it ever since. How do you do it? Like, when things get this bad, it's like the walls are closing in. I just get so paralyzed, you know? I'm gonna go neutral on that. It's tough. Inside that foggy helmet wrapped in that scarf. You're human after all, aren't you? Like, you can try a dating sim it and go with, like, the, I think you, baby. But, not quite following that track. You know, that reminds me. I know so little about you. Only what the AI has told me, and it wasn't much. I don't even know that much about me. So we're on the same page there. This really wanted us to get to know each other naturally. That seems odd, in a way, considering the time issue. But there's one question I was wondering about, if you don't mind. These holosim programs, as beautiful as they are, they're like an escape. They were meant to make a living out here more bearable. We just seem to spend a lot of time on escaping. Oh, we're getting meta. Even coming out here to this planet, I think for some of us, that was like running away. You start fresh on a colony, everyone begins at the same point, you know? So, I've never asked you. What were you before? I mean, before you came to this colony with everyone else. Considering everyone in a sci-fi game trying to fix stuff as an engineer. Always. Really? Then the escape ship must be in real trouble. If even an engineer can't repair it. I guess that's why you need us. Well, being up here, you can forget all that. I suppose that's sort of the point. This crisp air, that beautiful sky. I guess sometimes I wish we could just be here like this forever. No? I wish we were all just okay. We watch the sky. So worrying. I wish William could see this too. Oh yeah, that's right. That's the married guy she was getting into, who's definitely dead as dicks. They all are, but I suppose he's at peace now at least. But I wish this didn't have to happen. Well, listen, Neko. Maybe now isn't the best time, but I was thinking. Well, given everything, I wish we could have known each other before all this. You know, in better times. You ever feel that way? Sometimes. Sure, I can understand that. It's just that, well, since you invited me here again, I thought it might mean something. Anyway, it's time for you to get going again. I hope we get to see each other again soon. Night again for now, Neko. Unfortunately, not an option. I was a reverse mermaid. Who was highly invested in funk. That's a tease for that wasn't for Gabagool, but that was another. I have a pair of characters I want to use for something. That's one half of the team.